Hello, my name is Matt Mandel, and I think I've opened my third eye by controlling what I consume in my diet. And I can tell that the pineal gland is central to opening the third eye because the pineal gland works with the intuition, and that intuition is what it connects us to our dreams because you have to use your intuition to decode what your dreams are. So therefore, I think they're connected that way. And what you consume is very important because today there's a lot of processed foods and artificially created chemicals that are in those foods. Just in the news this week, there's been a recall by the FDA of the red food coloring, which I remember red food coloring in Halloween costumes, and this stuff was toxic. And so they probably used that same red food coloring in food too. And it's no doubt it's probably because the administration for our federal government, the president is changing over, and somebody who's going to be looking at our health is going to be focusing on stuff like that. So I'm not surprised that our government came out already and tried to change some of the easy things that they can change, like outline red food coloring. So that just goes to show you that our food is not necessarily safe. There's probably other chemicals that are in our food that can be bad. So why would you care? Because you want to live a better life, and the reason why you can live a better life is because you're following your soul's timeline, and your soul has a purpose, and that purpose can be more easily administered or followed through with if your spiritual self can come into your physical self. So why is there a spiritual self? Because there's heavenly dimensions above us as well as these dimensions down here. And it's just like how we eat something, and just the opposite of that is when we say something, our thoughts come out, just the opposite of when we eat. But we need to eat food to be satisfied from hunger, as just as well as we have to speak our mind to satisfy what we're supposed to do here in life. And so there's a dichotomy of the heavenly areas and the earthly areas. And our physical body has to go up. And the only way our physical body is to go up is to astrally project during dreams. And that's the safest way. The safest way to open the third eye is to eat natural foods. And that will no doubtly help you dream because it's going to make your pineal gland regulate more naturally. It would be decalcified, so called. The crystals will be able to be more pliable and release the hormones like melatonin to cause you to go to sleep. And you can have that if you eat natural foods. And so when we go up semi physically through our astral projection, our higher self, which I believe is real, I call it the me self, can come down the spiritual body. We have a spiritual body upstairs, just as above, so as below, as it is in the Bible. And when that comes down, it can combine with our physical self in a quasi ethereal projection of our astral projection. And that means that there has to be a compromise. We'll have to change the way we think. We'll have to think at a higher frequency for this to happen because, as Jesus said in the Gospel of Thomas, it's sort of an unusual thing that a spirit will come down into this awful corruptible body to do anything. So we have to live a cleaner life and a more wholesome life and eat natural foods that the earth understands, not some strange food that was created in a lab. There's no reason to create food in a lab. It's just grow our own food the way that it was intended to. And so we need to have more gardens around. More gardens will allow us to have more fresh food, and then it won't have to be shipped everywhere. It can be locally grown and fresher, because fresher means more natural. And you always want to eat the fresh food. You don't want to eat rotten food. So it makes sense that you want to put good things into your body. And obviously, your spiritual self will want the good things in your body, because the spirit is incorruptible, because it's been up by God and through the Holy Spirit. So the first step in doing a spiritual body to physical body is to do yoga before you go to bed, which I've been trying to do now pretty much every day the last couple of weeks. Taking deep breaths in and trying to hold it and let it out. Deep breaths in over a couple of minutes, and when you get tired enough, you'll just fall down and go to sleep automatically, as long as you're in a dark room and it's night out, because we naturally want to go to sleep when it's night out. So if you have a job that's during the night, I hope you can close the shades and get enough sleep, because you might have to sleep even more hours than regular people, because the body is thrown on a rhythm, but it can still potentially be done. But I recommend all people have sleep during the night, and so I don't recommend having working hours during the night. Hopefully, AI can have computer-driven automatons that are like androids working the night shift, so people don't have to work the night shift, because we are designed to be up during the day and then sleep at night. It's coded into our DNA and everything. So I hope that gave you some useful information. I hope you learned something. And tonight, have a good sleep. And I hope you come back because you enjoyed this video.